You may have heard on the news this morning that a strike's been pulled at The Age because of Fairfax's decision to sack 66 workers, 66 journalists, and offshore their work to New Zealand. Now, it's ironic that Brian had to miss a rally to support an Australian journalist being locked up on trumped-up illegal charges in Great Britain because he's busy supporting Australian journalists who are also getting fucked over by the mainstream press and by the Australian government's piss-weak workplace relations laws. Nonetheless, it highlights the issue, because while we support Julian against the moves to have him extradited to Sweden, where he doesn't even have any charges pending, we know that that is but the first step to take him to the United States, where he will face a secret grand jury on trumped-up charges. Oh no, not trumped-up charges, on charges of what do they call them? Being a traitor. What's that called? What are they saying? Treason. That's the word. On treason. And we know that this is what the end game is. And while we may have different definition of treason and what treason constitutes, I would say that we should all take a leaf out of Julian and out of WikiLeaks books and start being treasonous. Because in being loyal to the Australian government, to Australia, it is totally in subservience to the United States, of not spilling the beans, of going along with keeping their mouth shut, of every atrocity being perpetrated in the name of US adventurism around the world with Australian complicity, then I would be glad to be called a traitor. And I think we should all start being treasonous and all start opening our mouths. Because what it's exposing here is not, while this is in support of Julian and the Victorian Trades Hall Council, and Brian personally support Julian and will do what we can, the little we can here, it is bigger than Julian, and he'll be the first to say that. It's about an idea. It is about what is he doing, what is WikiLeaks doing that is making them so shit scared that they're willing to expose the methods they use to control, to expurgate, to tabulate, to feed us bullshit, to stop the information coming out through the media to the people about the atrocities that are being perpetrated in their name. What is it? It is the truth. And what the American government, what the Australian government, what the media corporations are doing here, it is not Julian that's scaring them. They are scared of the truth, and they are reacting in fear of being exposed for the ruthless murderers and thieves that they are. Spot on. And Julian and WikiLeaks has exposed this, and you cannot expect the American government and its subservient Australian clients to act otherwise than do what it can to crush out the truth. This is the history of colonialism, it is the history of imperialism, it is the history of capitalism, and to expect the governments to act towards Julian in any way other than they have would be not reading from history. Yeah. Sam told you that I'm from Victorian Trades Hall. Tell you a little bit about reading from history. You know the Victorian Trades Hall, those from Occupy were there, as you put it. We're there at the corner of Lygon and Victoria Streets. When we first got there, we were after a different block of land, adjoining where the exhibition buildings now are. The reason we got that block of land at 2 Lygon Street was not because it's a prestigious block of land on Lygon Street, the cafe strip near the university.